Hey, this is Lord Potato, and this is What If Asta was the reincarnation of the Ice Monarch, Part 1. Or probably a one-shot, I don't know. I'm still thinking of it, but it's probably going to be either a one-shot or just a Part 1, because I don't have much time. I don't know when I'm gonna go to work, but yeah. I don't have school today because it's kind of the fall break, but yeah. But not the point. Let me go into this what if. And yeah, I should mention one thing why I didn't upload anything yesterday was because when I got home, I was just too damn tired to do anything. Like, I was about to go to sleep here earlier if my ear didn't just give me fucking, I don't know, fucking problems, but yeah. But not that point. Let me go into what if and yeah. So, we begin into Asta. Asta is right now fighting against Zagreus. Zagreus the demon. And of course Zagreus is laughing, saying, "Die, you anti-magic boy." While Asta's form of the Black Asta, is actually fading away thanks to the fact that, it kinda already ran out of time. This is where, everyone says, Asta! This is where Asta is falling down. This is where he falls into the purple stuff. Like, when Asta was falling down into the purple stuff that was Zagreus kind of came, mostly used his, like, magic of, word magic or whatever, and brought out the purple stuff that actually absorbed life and all that. Asta was falling into that. This is where, Nero was actually trying to grab Asta so Asta wouldn't fall down. She also tried to use her seal magic, but of course wasn't fast enough. This is where Lich and even the first prince were trying to, the first Wizard King, were trying to get there fast enough to grab Asta, but of course Asta falls down way too fast. Of course, says, Asta, no! This is what he says, damn it. He has to use this, like, Wind Spirit Blast to kind of blast Zagreus away, because Zagreus was actually trying to keep all of them away so Asta would fall down and won't be able to get back up, because, yeah. He doesn't actually know if Asta could be killed by the purple stuff. Now, of course, some of the people who were there, who actually noticed that Asta can't actually die from the purple stuff, knows that, he can get back up here, but they don't have much time fighting against the, devil. Because they are still super weak. This is where, Asta's falling down. And this is where, something happens. Something cold and sinister appears. This is where, everything seems to just slow down and freezes. This is where the purple stuff freezes itself. This is where everything becomes blue. An icy blue aura comes from out of nowhere, just freezing everything in its place. This is where, we go into Asta's mind. Asta's saying, damn it, I need more power. He's right now in his mindscape falling down. This is where, Asta's saying, damn it, I need power. I need to help them. This is where, Asta says, I can't pass out. This is where, he breathes in and out, and of course feels ice breath right now when he breathes out, and he says, what is this? Who are you? He kind of says that to someone who right now smiles with this kind of bluish tint in his mouth. This is where, mostly grins, and of course a bluish eye appears. This is where, this person seems to have long white hair and says, don't worry, Asta-kun. You can just take a little nap. Besides, you should already know who I am. You have met me so many times. Little flashbacks of those you kind of managed to free. Those elf souls. This is when we go into a flashback, into multiple kind of flashbacks. Asta, every time he free a soul, of course you got the negative emotions from the elf and all that, and some flashbacks and all that from those mostly elves, mostly the memories and all that. And of course this is where, Asta, every time he got memories, he for some reason met this person in those memories. But of course never understand who the person was, but of course seems to have a bluish tinted skin. This is where, the person seems to always appear in some of the memories. Some of them, not all of them. Of course, when meeting poetry, it was mostly more often. Just only one glimpse in poetry ever seen this man. This man was taller than normal elves, and of course, had a tinge of blue skin to him. This is where, well, Poetry didn't know who this man was, but of course it was in his memories with what to call his favorite person named Lich. But of course, well, no one really knew who this man was. Of course, well, Asta was confused, but right now saw all the evil memories and how humans really treat treat the mostly elves. Of course, this is where Asta is saying, "Who are you?" This is where Asta fully passes out. This is where the man says, "Oh, don't worry. Besides, even though like the other elves got reincarnated, I was also reincarnated." Young Asta-kun. He grins. This is where, well, we go back outside. Right now, everyone, and I mean everyone, comes into an icy biome. Mana zone. Ice pair. Well, mostly the mana zone was two mana zones together. It was mostly a dome and a mana zone together. This is where the first one was called Ice Paradise. Ice Kingdom. Well, Ice Kingdom. This is where, well, everyone was right now just confused because they were in the dark castle and the purple stuff was trying to fill down and of course trying to like get people's mana and all that. Of course, Yami was there, Shar was there, everyone's there, and of course they were, well, even like what's it called, Radies and like Sally and everyone else. Or Sally wasn't there, but yeah, you get the point. Mostly the people that were in the dark castle, even Zagreus. Zagreus is confused. He says, What is this magic? Why is it cold? This is where, well, Noel and, well, what's it called? Fana, who are still kind of fighting or confused. And this is where Noel says, why don't I feel cold? This place is right now blistering with ice. This is where everyone's confused. Even he's like, what the? Because everyone's right now fighting against the car. Well, Zagreus in the middle of the battle. Of course, not everyone. I mean, well, most of those people that were. And like, not even 10 seconds later, they're in this ice biome. This is where, well, Lich is confused. He, for some reason, this mana feels somewhat familiar. Somewhat really familiar. Like, he is confused. This is where Poetry is confused also. This is where Raya is right now still hurt by getting healed by, well, Mimosa. And he says, what is this mana? This is where Vector and even what's it called? Well, Fauna are saying, this mana. Why does he feel like Mana right now is loving this place? Swear, well, everyone is confused. This is where, oh, saying, what is this place? What is this? This is not normal. Because when Asta fell down, this place appeared out of nowhere. This is where Zagreus says, what is happening? What did you do? This is where he glares at the humans and elves. This is where, well, Zagreus saying, I should blast away. He tried to use the magic just to blast away the mana. And he does blast a little bit crack in the ripple of this kind of magic. But then just freezes over and then fixes itself. This is where Zagreus is confused saying, what is this mana? So dense, so powerful. What is happening? This is where, well, someone appears walking through like these trees. Of course, just going through some trees. Of course, it's where Focolion and Nozel are there, and they're confused. They're like, what is this place? Mariana is right now saying, what the hell? What is this place? This is where half the elves are saying, what is this? What the hell's happening? This is where, well, they hear a laughter right now going through some trees. Interesting. A devil. Right now, like kind of like stepping on snow. When you step on snow, you know how you make that little noise and all that? Yeah, that's what the noise is right now sounding like. Someone's walking towards them, crushing snow below their feet. This is where, well, snow seems to just be like trickling around them. This is where, well, a bluish aura of mana appears around this person. Of course, looking like a shadow right now, blurred to them. They don't even know who this person is. Now, of course, well, Noel realized one thing. Where's Asta? This is where, well, She looks at the others, but this is where none of them are worried about Asta. Well, they were, but they were confused because, well, one thing realized, some of them don't even realize that Asta's gone. And some of them do, like Mimosa and Manoel. They know where the fuck is Asta at. Yuno is confused. He doesn't know what is happening. And this is where, well, when Lich is keep seeing this figure walking through some trees, or mostly just walking towards the direction of where all of them are at, even the devil himself, Lich is right now saying, no, it can't be. And this is what, well, the figure fully walks, well, closer, and of course, with everyone's eyes, they all just pop out of their eye socket. Not like literally, but just kind of just like a figure of speech. This is where everyone winds their eyes. The devil's right now confused, but what they see is Asta with bluish icy hair. Of course, being pretty long at the same time, like this kind of color right here. And of course, this is where his eyes seem to be a bluish color. His skin has what they call these black marks all around, but of course seem to have a tint of bluish skin on him. This is where, well, these marks also that were black were around his body and even his face. This is where, well, what's confusing to everyone is some of the elves who are the reincarnated and all that, some of the people that are reincarnated to elves and all that, or the incarnated and all that, they have the marks and all that for like the elf and even have that goldenish mana aura. They are confused with Asta because when the reincarnation happened, everyone who was an elf reincarnated should have taken over a body of a human and should have had these marks. Asta in the beginning never had it. Why is it now a shocking point for everyone to see Asta to be a reincarnated of an elf? This is where everyone is confused. Is he a reincarnated an elf or is he reincarnated something else? Everyone is confused. So where, well, the figure smiles with Asta's body, and Asta seems to be now taller. He seems to become 6'1". It's where, well, Asta, right now his muscles are pretty big still, and of course being the same, you know, height and weight and all that. But of course his height has become bigger. He's now like 6'1" in height. This is where, well, the figure says, interesting. Hey there, Lich. This is where Lich says, this is where his eyes will right now just kind of blink a little bit. And this is where the first Wizard King says, Lich, are you okay? This is where, well, the first Wizard King has never met this person, but Lich has. Lich's eyes are right now shocked, horrified, and right now confused. Damn, really confused. This is where, well, Lich says the man's name. Also, before I actually say his name, I fucked up, and why the hell did I say Ice Monarch? I meant Frost Monarch, but you know what, I'll change it later, okay? When I upload it, I would just definitely put Frost Monarch and Ice Monarch, because I'm not, but I am an idiot, but yeah. Now, this is where Lich says, sorry? This is where, well, everyone is confused. This is where everyone is confused. Parachari, everyone. Fauna, Vector, but except for Raya. Raya actually met this person once. We go into a flashback of Raya meeting this person. Raya was right now talking to Lich, but then seeing the man next to him. This person was actually kind of taller than Lich, and right now it's just smirking and grinning. Now, of course, Raya was actually confused because everyone's skin was kind of a little palish, being an elf and all that, but this man's skin was actually tinted to blue, a very bluish color, because he had an icy aura around him. Now, the one thing that confused, well, Raya was the fact that his clover, his grimoire, was not any normal grimoire. It had such an icy texture, a very icy, coldish aura, icy texture. It had this aura, very cold aura, but of course this icy texture. It didn't have a normal 3-leaf, 2-leaf, 1-leaf, or whatever clover. It didn't even have a 4 or 5-leaf clover, but instead of a 6-leaf clover. Of course, this person always grins at Raya, this malicious grin. Of course, Lich was always trying to smile at Raya and trying to tell him that he would be talking to him later, after talking to Soy. This is where, well, Soy says, hello there, little elf. This is where, well, Raya never understand who this man was. But of course, this is where Lich understands who this man clearly is. This is where Raya says, Lich? This is where, well, they all look at Lich, and Lich is right now just gulping. and say, Soy. Hello there, Soy, the Frost of Monarch, Ice Elf leader. This is where everyone wind their eyes. Ice Elf leader? This is where, well, Soy looks up and says, oh, well, being in Asta's body, say, oh, you remember me. I'm happy to believe. Well, I'm happy for you to remember me so well. It's been such a long time. I remember you still being a little child. Meh. This is where Raya was also a little child at that time. But Lich, even though he was still kind of a childish kind of kid at that time, meeting against Soy, he was still very smart. Of course, is where, well, Raya was right now at the kid at that time, kind of meaning Soy was actually shocked. This is where, well, Lich says, what are you doing here? And how you reincarnated when you weren't even in the massacre attack with the elves? Oh, Lich. You're still such a little kid about this. I might have not be there, but I used my own reincarnation spell. Now it's not really forbidden and it's not dark magic. It's mostly something that my magic can do. Don't worry about it. I'm here to help. I'm here to destroy the devil who caused you so much pain. This is where, well, everyone is shocked. This is where Yuno is saying, Asta! This is where, well, so he says, Asta is not here. He's right now taking a little nap. Don't worry about that boy. I will talk to him later. This is where Yuno is angry. This is where he rushes at Soy and says, give me back my brother. This is where, well, Soy says, freeze. This is where, well, he snapped his finger once and Yuno was right now encapsulated in ice. Shocked to its core. This is where, well, he right now fall right next to, well, Soy, and Soy says, what an idiotic boy. Now, Soy just means frost in, what's it called, Korea. But yeah. Now, I should mention one thing. There's not really an actual name for the Frost Monarch, like, unlike Ashbourne, who's a Shadow Monarch, who's a previous Shadow Monarch before Sun Jin-woon. And also, fucking forgot his name. I keep forgetting the Dragon Monarch's name, but they already said his name. Let's set a couple of Monarchs' names. It's just, the Frost Monarch, I think the Beast Monarch doesn't actually have a name. So I have to kind of make an OC name for the Frost Monarch. And I might do something with the Beast Monarch later on, because I have an idea for it. But yeah, don't worry about it. It's where, this is where Soy kind of walks away from, well, Yuno, who's right now frozen. This is where, well, a grimoire appears right in front of Soy. It's not the 5-leaf grimoire, which right now the 5-leaf grimoire is right now floating around Soy. It is kind of still connected to Asta's body, so yeah, that's gonna still float around. But right now, his own grimoire appears, still having the icy texture, and also the cold ass aura around it. It's still having the 6 leaves on it, and just smiling with this evil grin at, well, the devil, who is right now shocked, saying, why do I feel like I should run? Why is this man dangerous? This is where, well, for some reason, Zagreus feels like he needs to run away. This man seems to be more dangerous than a normal elf. This is what, well, Zagreus says, no, I will not leave. Swords! He sends multiple swords at, well, this man. This man just looks at it and snaps his fingers once again. This is where all the swords just freezes right now in place. This is where, well, everyone winds their eyes. There's no ice texture around it. It's like, instead of the swords moving forward with time, it's like time froze itself with those swords, so the swords can just stop. This is where, well, everyone is confused and shocked. This is where Zagreus is even more shocked, saying, go! Pass! The swords won't move even a single inch. This is where, well, the man just looks at the swords and just kind of moved them away with a blizzard attack, pushing them away from him, from his sight. This is where the Ice Monarch says, so, you think you are strong in this place, this magic region I made for myself, you pathetic devil. You should know one thing, you're so pathetic that I'm pretty much shocked to believe that you're in my sight. I shall kill you and rip you from this world for being such a cursed devil. This is where, well, what's it called? The Zagreus saying, what? No, blast! Get away! He started trying to activate the portal to kind of bring in the purple stuff from the underworld, and it doesn't work. This is where, well, Zagreus saying, how? How are you doing this? This is where, well, the man says, how am I doing this? Don't know. This is where something appears in his grimoire opening, and this is where a spear, a trident appears. This is where this trident appears right in front of Soy. Soy grabs it and says, you should be perishing gone from this world. Let me help you. This is where Soy right now goes into a standstill, mostly a stand, and this is where, well, he then launches in high speed that not even the double Zagreus can even right now just confirm how fast he went. It's where Zagreus did pull out his own trident to try to block the trident from what's called Soy, but of course Zagreus' own trident just gets broken and shattered into a million pieces. It's where his heart is no longer in his chest, but a hole is there. And this is where, well, instead, Zagreus turns around and sees Soy's trident right now in the air. And of course, something kind of beating on top of that trident. Zagreus' heart. No, I can't be. You can't do this to me. No, sword style. He kind of makes a sword and tries to rush at Soy and trying to still cut him. And this is where, well, the Frost Monarch says, you really are pathetic. He says, hey, devil, come out and help me out. This is where Libby appears and right now sends a sword out from the grimoire, the demon slayer, and cuts what's called Zagreus. Of course, Zagreus still meets Libby, and Libby says, pathetic. And of course, Zagreus disappears. This is where, well, we go into, well, the Ice Monarch, mostly the Frost Monarch, kind of laughing and still being in Asta's body. Of course, they get outside, and of course, we're at the chase. I'm C. So how long were you in this boy's body? Such a long time. I swear, let's say, how long? Well, before they're going outside and all that. This is where, the Frost Monarch kind of explains since, well, Asta was ever born. Since he was ever born when Asta was actually born and all that, he actually reincarnated into Asta's body. Since he was the only one to actually be able to hold all his power growing up. But of course, the only thing that didn't go into Asta's body was magic, thanks to, well, what's it called, the Frost Monarch actually getting rid of all the mana from, well, what's it called, Asta. The only thing that was actually going into Asta was mostly the strength and physical body, strength and other things, because that's how he actually trained harder and actually became stronger than a normal human. It wasn't just his physical training, but it was actually getting the power and strength and physical status as was called the Frost Monarch. Now, of course, one thing is for sure is what's it called, well, the Frost Monarch says, so, yeah, this is what, well, let's say, so what are you gonna do now? Just go back into the afterlife or just stay here? I know I can't stay here and stop you from ever doing anything crazy. Of course, I'm not gonna do anything crazy. The boy has already trained hard enough, and his physical body can actually withstand my mana. This is where, well, let's chase, then what are you gonna do? Nothing else I'm gonna do. Give him his mana back. Give him my mana instead. This is what, well, give him my full power and mana and all that. I already talked to the boy. He heard all of it. He already woke up a while ago after me fighting the devil. So understand this. He's not dead. He's just in right now his conscious, listening in. Right, Asta? This is where an Asta spirit kind of appears and says, huh? What the hell just happened to me? Huh? What is happening? This is where, well, the Ice Frost Monarch smiles at him and says, well, being in his own body and saying, like I said, brat, you be having my powers and height and other stuff. And basically, you're my good looking also, since you are just a commoner. This is what Asta saying, Asta, don't worry about the others, elves. Don't worry about it. You will figure it out soon enough about what I'm talking about. This is where Leche, you can't be serious. You actually reproduce? This is where, well, Leche, that was actually a thing. This is where before he even says anything, a fucking punch him in the hand. This is where Leche, ow! This is where, well, the Frost Monarch says, shut up. This is what Leche, the only way you were called Frost Monarch, and the reason why you were a monarch in the first place is because how powerful you are. You asshole. This is where, well, Frost Monarch says, oh, shut up for a second. This is where, well, so he says, but still, you be having also my grimoire. This is where he kind of like puts it in thin air right now next to the 5-leaf. And this is where, well, what's it called? Frost Monarch says, oh, well, he's cracking all that. Right now he kind of puts Asta's body into it. Well, mostly his original body, you know that, by pulling it in and then kind of getting out. This is where the Frost Monarch says, it seems I'm disappearing. Interesting. Well, the reincarnation spell that I did on myself, so I can actually stop this kind of stupidity from anything happening. But it seems that I took a little too long to actually stop it. So of course, I kind of didn't really prevent anything. Well, I did prevent the demise of humans. This is where, well, let's chase. Where are you going? I'm not going to the other life. The reincarnation I did was actually an incomplete version. So wherever I'm going, I might just be disappearing from existence. Let's chase. Wait, what? This is where another crack happened. Of course, a magic monozone slash domain. Mostly it was two, well, magic monozones together. But two kind of separate names just together, and it was very powerful. Already just disappeared and already outside. And of course, this is where Let's chase. I'm going also. This is where, well, Power Tree did actually already summon himself. And of course, this is where, well, Lich did get the Demon Dweller towards, well, I mean, not Demon Dweller, the Demon Destroyer towards, well, Asta. And of course, Asta did use it to free a bunch of elves. This is where Soy, well, mostly Sol, Soy is saying, well, it's time for me to leave, Lich. Wherever you're going, you're probably going peaceful. Wherever I'm going, I'm probably already gonna die. This is where, well, cracks are going off around him. And this is where, oh, let's chase. I hope in the near future we ever get to meet each other again. Of course, this is where, well, let's chase. Also by my friend, the first Wizard King. This is where, well, the first Wizard King waves by. And of course, everyone is shocked. And this is where Asta is now having 2 grimoires. And it's just shocked to believe that he had always in reincarnation slash incarnation of an elf, but being much more powerful than actually the leader of the normal elves. This was a frost elf, and it was so much powerful. This is where, well, Asta also felt his body kind of like hurting a lot, so of course he passes out. But yeah, of course, this is where, well, everyone is shocked, but this is where, well, the Frost Monarch cracks and finally disappears. This is where all the other elves disappears, but yeah. Also passes out. This is where we go into a time skip. A time skip of, well, everything getting rebuilt. Now, the something is for sure is the fact that Asta has mana. And of course, he has a very strong amount of mana around him. That it kind of does leak out a little bit. It's still kind of incomplete, kind of fixed and all that. So of course, he actually froze a lot of things when he was in the hospital bed. Shing! A whole fucking domain of ice appears. When people kind of left the room for like 30 seconds, a whole fucking place was already frozen. Thanks to Asta's mana, his actual true mana actually appears. Thanks to the Frost Monarch kind of just giving it to him. But yeah. This is where, well, Asta can still hold the Demon Slayer. It seems that it doesn't actually take the mana away from Asta. But of course, Asta just confused. He's like, ugh. It's interesting. Of course, Asta, he kind of be wearing something else. Of course, his hair is very tintish blue of color. Of course, well, not tintish blue. It's still like a whitish color. But it does have a little tintish of blue in it. But yeah, mostly highlights. Of course, to where Asta, he's confused. But of course, there's no markings on his face no more. But of course, there's always just kind of like a little aura around his body. It's like an ice aura that kind of frost bites anything that Asta kind of accidentally touches. So yeah, Asta, he's trying to figure out how to control his mana. He's just confusing to him. But of course, for right now, I'm gonna end it off for part one of this what if, and part two might be coming up later, sooner, or whenever. But yeah, bye bye and potato potato. Good night.